the Microsoft Kaizala app launch. A round of applause once again for this beautiful event that we have. And for each and every one of you for being with us, my name is Sarah Hernandez, and I will be your host for this afternoon. Now today we bring you a mission of getting to know a new app that will make you secured, connected, and empowered. A new app designed to optimize businesses and also ease the communication among large groups. So ladies and gentlemen, gear up and get ready to conquer new missions with Kaizala. How about a round of applause for this wonderful thing that is joining us here in the Philippines. Now agents, we are going to get a special sneak peek of the Microsoft Kaizala app, so make sure to pay attention because there will be a verification test later on. Without further ado, let's all welcome Microsoft Philippines Managing Director, Mr. Bertrand Launay.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I hope that you are enjoying the time here in the City of Dream. This is a very special day today, and actually in my 15 years in Microsoft, this is probably the most exciting day, to be honest, to give you a sense of what we're going to launch today in Manila, in Philippines. I've been around the world, in France, in Japan, in Singapore, in India, but today is the D-Day, really. And the reason why it's a very special day, because first, this is the Microsoft first ever mobile app for mobile-only workers that we're going to launch today. That's the first reason, that's a very big thing for us and for the market, actually, because it's a unique product. You will see that. Don't think of any of the product that you are using right now on your mobile. It's very different. Rajiv will cover extensively what it's all about, but it's one of the reasons why it's a very important announcement today. The other reason is, despite being a light footprint chat app, it has been created with security and management as a key value proposition. That's really a key asset that we want to insist: security, data privacy, transparency. We will come back to that extensively in the next few minutes. The third reason why it's a very special day is because it has been designed for emerging markets, first and foremost. We are not saying that we are not going to sell it above beyond, but it has first been designed for emerging markets. We kicked off this product 2 months ago in India, actually, and then we are launching it today in Philippines. So it's really a very exciting moment for us, very special moment today that we wanted to cover. Look at this number. Number 1. Philippines is the number 1 in the market in terms of social media usage. It's pretty amazing that we are making the headline. If you look at some statistics, we have more mobile phones than people. 129.4 million mobile phones in Philippine market. And in terms of social media usage, 52%. So we are a mobile-first country, definitely. 1 billion, another number, I'm sorry for that. It's dollars, it's not pesos. This is the money that we're investing in security. We are actually the number 1 security vendor in the world. We have more than 40 data centers, as you can suspect. We are investing massively in security. Every product that we are developing is having in mind first and foremost security. And it's key when it comes to mobile apps. So that's something that we want to make it clear when we are talking about Kaizala. When you talk to CXO, CIO, this is top of mind for them. This is a question of survival sometimes. If there is some breach of data, cyber threat, their company can die, can go on, cannot function. But also governments, for the safety of the citizen, are investing massively and imposing stringent regulation on privacy, transparency, management. So government and private companies are investing massively on this security aspect, and that's something that we want to make it clear first and foremost when we announce the product. 69%, another number. That's pretty amazing. To be honest, I was kind of surprised myself when I found out that 69% of the Filipinos workforce is mobile-only workforce. They have no PC, no desktop, they are non-desktop bound workers. They are using only mobile. And the workforce is basically 41 million people in Philippines. 41 million people, basically 28 million people are using mobile only as their kind of system, their IT system. And many small businesses, by the way, are only using, so you have kind of a two world today. But those people are either sellers or in the plant, farmers, and they are using only mobile. So we are living in a world, kind of a two world, a disparate world. A world of modern workplace with desktop probably, but modern tool, modern productivity tool, email, access to the cloud. And then you have the task workers, which are really more focusing on their mobile, and their access to some of the tools are not easy because it's only mobile, only workers. So these two worlds are coexisting and sometimes in the same company, which is also another challenge. So when you see these two disconnected worlds, what are the challenges that they are facing? Basically, when you are a mobile worker, you don't have access to some of the apps, like because they are in the local file server, they are on the SharePoint. Or it's not easy for you to consume applications which are video, which are image, which are big file. So it makes their life a lot more tougher for the mobile workers to work in such environments. At the same time, the corporate services are not able to reach out to these users. Sometimes they are not known. And another challenge is that they are using consumer-grade applications like Facebook or WhatsApp, which in terms of security we know have some limitations. So this is the world in which we are living, the world of modern workplace, well organized, with modern productivity tools, email, access to the cloud, and the world of the task workers, where they don't have access to everything. While it's a given for each of us, we think that mobility is a given, but actually, in terms of day-to-day life, it's not. So that's why today we are announcing, we're going to announce actually later in a few minutes, Kaizala, but it's a very important announcement. I wanted to set this context before to explain why we believe that it's an important and critical announcement today. So that I wanted to really cover in a few minutes before I hand it over to the next speaker. Thank you.
Office, India Corporate Vice President, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, to join us on stage for a very special photo opportunity. We have a very dapper man on stage right now. To our media friends, this is your chance to take your official photos for today. Once again, we have Mr. Lane on stage and, of course, Mr. Rajiv Kumar.
And using consumer messaging apps pose risks for security and control. There's a better way to connect with your mobile workforce. Introducing Microsoft Kaizala, a mobile app for large group communication and work management. Connect with people both inside and outside your organization. Broadcast information such as text, photos, videos, or documents. Collect data via polls or surveys in a simple-to-use chat interface. Map your organization using a groups within group structure and connect with external partners and customers through local groups. Assign and track common tasks with built-in actions, or build custom actions based on the organization's unique needs. Get rich insights with built-in analytics for better decision-making, and view reports and manage users of groups through the Kaizala management portal. Kaizala meets industry standards for data security, user privacy, and compliance. You can also integrate your existing workflows, systems, and applications via open APIs. Connect, manage, and coordinate work more effectively with Microsoft Kaizala. For more information, visit microsoft.com/Kaizala.
A round of applause for that awesome video, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, as agents on a mission, we need to scout the field of operation, make sure to analyze and examine it so that we can always strategize the best plan for us to succeed. And aside from that, we need to be equipped with the right gadget or means to communicate with our co-agents easily and securely. And there is no better app than Kaizala. So now to give us an understanding of the field, let's all once again please welcome Microsoft Office India Corporate Vice President. A round of applause for Mr. Rajiv Kumar.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're enjoying all this show. I will start by this inquiry. What is productivity for the mobile phone users? If you look at the world right now, there's about 1 billion desktops, and there are about 2.8 billion mobile smartphone users. That means there's almost 1.8 billion people who only have phone as a computing device. So we as Microsoft wanted to understand what is productivity for those users. Microsoft is a leader in productivity on the desktop, and we want to continue our leadership position for productivity on the phone. And with that in mind, we actually have done a lot of homework, a lot of learning to build a productivity solution for the phone. To build a productivity suite, the first thing we wanted to do is understand the customer. My team have basically visited different parts of the world. In the last 2.5 years, we have met thousands of people. I have personally met more than 1,000 people to understand how they are using phone for the productivity needs. We have developed a very unique world view of how phone is changing the way work gets done, especially in this part of the world. And I'm going to share my top 5 learnings in the last 2 years regarding how people are using phone for productivity. Number 1 is what is getting done on chat. Chat was designed for social, for chit-chat, for sharing jokes and videos and pictures and staying in touch with each other. But what's happened over time is people are finding this so powerful, this paradigm so powerful, so useful, so easy, that they are using it in businesses though it was not designed originally. For example, I've seen people who take picture of Excel sheets and send it on one of the chat apps. And then the salespeople in the field, they say, okay, these are the 5 places I need to go to, and they will do the customer visits and then responds either by email or phone call or chat saying I met these customers. And what does the sales manager do? They take that information and put it back in Excel.
is probably the most inefficient way to be digital in the digital world. So we need, because the chat was not designed for these businesses, we need to evolve chat world for the businesses, number one. The second learning is people seek structure in unstructured communication. Chat is unstructured by definition. But I'll give you an example. I met some customer and she had a team of 50 people and she said, I send message like, are you coming this Saturday? Because Saturday is a delivery, lots of delivery. People will say yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down, maybe, I changed my mind. And at the end of the day, when she goes back to the chat app, goes up and down, because there are like 300 other messages in the same group, and then figures out how many yes, how many no. But then she said, the worst part is after spending 15 minutes of my time, I add up to only 42 people of the 50. Who are the 8 people who have not responded? I don't know. So it's very cumbersome. So magic will be if you can solve these structured problems in an unstructured chat app, and that's the magic we want to produce. Third is the security, the manageability. For large businesses, for critical businesses, for banks, for large organizations with billions of dollars of revenue, they cannot use social chat app. We were talking to one of the CEOs of a very large private bank, and she said she let go of a person. And they were using some social chat app. This is a story from India. And so the person is gone, but the person walked away from the data because they were using a chat app, a social chat app. And there's no way for the bank to remove that data from their phone. But the worst is that person continued to be in other groups that she doesn't know about. So how do you remove a person from all the official groups? There's no way to do that. So you need the manageability. The other thing is very important is the data ownership. Have you asked the question who owns the data on these social chat apps? Not you and me. When I send the message to you, you get it, but the message is really owned by the social app owners. So that's some of the pain points I heard from the customers. The third is real world good dynamics determine the kind of network you want to build. See, in most of the chat apps, you have this flat groups or one-on-one chat. But the world might be flat, but the organizations are not flat. There's one CEO, there's a bunch of directors, there's line managers, there's a finance department, there's HR department. What they don't want to do is create a flat group that everybody just gets the message. What they want is if HR person sends a message, it goes to the HR group. When finance leader sends a message, it goes to the finance group. How do you create that hierarchy? And that's something we have taken into account as we are designing Kaizala. That it has to be. The other kind of group that we have heard about is public group. And you know what public group is? A hub and spoke model. One of the government, in fact I'll talk about Quezon City is using Kaizala to connect with citizens. Now how do you create a group of citizens? The way we have done it is by making a public group, so you can go discover that group, click on it, and you become a member. But the beauty of the public group is that it's hub and spoke. When the government sends a message, it goes to all the citizens. But when the citizen talks to the government, it is one-on-one. Right? So those are different kinds of modalities of network that we have actually created, that we have heard about and we have worked on. Last but not the least is the device capability. We want to leverage the phone device native capability like video and pictures and location like GPS and accelerometer. So it is designed for the phone. It's not just a desktop app that has been brought to the phone. Yeah? With these learnings, we asked what does it mean to the business? What are they trying to do? What they're trying to really do is trying to modernize a workplace. So modern workplace transformation is the real thing. So what does modern workplace mean? Number one, they want to be able to connect and engage with employees. Because as my friend Bertrand was saying, in this country, 69% of the employees are outside the organization. They don't have email, they don't have a desktop. How do you connect with them? How do you hear feedback from them? How do you listen to them? That's an important aspect that we want to solve. The second is how do you connect with customers? Right? Today, they can call in some helpline, but that's not enough. How do you build a relationship? That's very important. How do you get their feedback on the product that you just shipped? How do you get it real time so you can actually react on it? What you don't want is some complaint on some social sites like Twitter or Facebook. You want them to be connected with you so you can actually hear directly. So that's the second one. The third is how do you, and let me give you an example. Engaging with employees. PAL is a company which is Philippines Airlines. They are going to be on stage this evening with us when we meet the customers. And they are connecting their employees, the crew that flies on the plane. They did not have a way to communicate when is the next flight that you need to take. And then every time a flight goes, there is 7 or 8 or 20 people, they collect and they go on a flight. How do you create a group dynamically and change the group dynamically so that they can communicate with each other? Today, they actually had a physical person go from house to house to inform them if they could not get on the phone. And they have to get that paper to them. Now they are using Kaizala to be able to communicate to those people that needs to take the flight tomorrow morning, and there is a schedule and there is a group already created for you to communicate with. Coming to the customer connection, Kaizala City is doing not customer but citizen service, where citizens can request birth certificate or driver's license certificate from the government in an electronic way. They don't need to go to the office and get on the line, in the line for like next 2 hours, waiting in the line to fill a form to get birth certificate. So these are services that are coming live because of Kaizala. Optimize your operations. That's just making the operations more successful, more efficient. Zulik is a pharmacy. They are connecting their salespeople with the activities they need to do on a particular day using Kaizala today. So they are making their day-to-day operations more efficient through Kaizala. And I'll talk about how these things are implemented. It's a very simple but very powerful chat application. Streamlining your sales force. There's a lot of, almost every bank we have talked to, they want to actually enable their salespeople to be more efficient. Today it's very hard. They build these custom apps which is difficult to use. It's not chat, it's not able to connect that easily among themselves. So that's the other area. And then of course, we have made Kaizala a platform so it works with your existing system. It works with your, so the CRM data that comes from the CRM goes to the salesperson is connected both ways. So that's the other aspect that we have done. So those are some of the things you need to modernize your workplace, and that's what we have focused on. So what is Kaizala as a product? Quickly, what we have done is Kaizala as a product that 3 main pillars of innovation. Number 1 is communication. How do you connect with all your employees, all your customers, all your suppliers, partners, citizens, the whole value chain? That's number 1. Number 2, how do you get work done? Imagine the scenario I was talking about. Are you coming on Saturday? How do you translate that need into a very structured way? Think about in a chat app, you send pictures, you can send a card. And the card is, are you coming Saturday? Yes, no, maybe. And quickly, people respond, and when you go to the card, you look at the back of the card, you see how many people are coming, not coming, and who have not responded. You press a button, and people who have not responded gets a notification, reminder to respond actually. That, what took 15 to 20 minutes, can be done in like 15 seconds. And that's the power we want to build. The last but not the least, Microsoft as a company, Microsoft as a platform, Office 365 as a platform, is setting world standard in terms of security, compliance, privacy. And all that power of Office 365 we have brought into Kaizala. So it's a simple chat app with the power of enterprise-grade security and information protection. Yeah. So let me just, so if you look at the chat app, and I'm going to demo you the chat app in like in few minutes, it's a simple interface, standard interface, but it is purposeful chat. And I'll talk about why it is purposeful. Purposeful is not noisy. If you take the example of are you coming on Saturday, that would have generated at least 50 to 100 messages. Here there's zero message, just one message. The card, that's it. All the data that's coming in is structured data of who's coming, not coming. That you can see in a table, not in the chat itself. Otherwise you'll pollute it. It is designed for emerging market because, and that's why Philippines, India are the two countries we are launching in, because this is designed for this part of the world, not the developed world where desktop is the primary device. In this part of the world, phone is the primary device. So we have built it for that. So of course it means we have to work on 2G. High latency, intermittent connection, bad connection, almost no connection. How do you make it work? And that's what we have optimized for. Okay, so those are the three pillars. With that three pillars, then people say, okay, is that, you just build another chat app? And I said, no, that's just the beginning. There are 6 differentiators in terms of the chat app. Number one, most of the social chat app on this planet right now has a limitation of 256 people in a group to maybe 1,000 in Telegram actually. We can create groups of millions of people. We have tested till 5 million. The highest that we have found a customer is about 294,000 people in one group. You send a message, all 294,000 people get it within 3 seconds. We have validated reverse cop in millions of people actually. So that's the first differentiator. Within that bucket, different kinds of network, groups of groups, hierarchy. There's not a single product on this planet that can do that today. The third is the public group, the hub and spoke model. Because government wants, or the companies want, they can send a message to all the customers in one go, but then get the feedback one-on-one. Otherwise, it will be a trolling happens, right? In Twitter, somebody says negative, everybody says negative stuff. You don't want that with your customer. You want personal relationship with them. So we want to help you build that. So that's number one differentiator, large group with millions of people. The second one is this concept of cards. Cards are nothing but mini apps to get your work done. Now what I mean by that, and I'll demo that in a short time, is this, for example, the quiz card I talked about. Imagine in chat you can send a card, let's meet card, to the whole group. And people who said yes, 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 they have a reminder set. And when the meeting is coming up an hour before, just like an email, just like in a calendar on a desktop, you get reminded that there's a meeting coming up. Then there is a survey card. There's a training card which is the most popular recently, where when employees want, like every company wants to train their employees. Today, they have to go to some portal site, or just one video. But you don't know whether they want the video or not. So training card, employees can receive that card, and there is a video, there is a quiz, right on the video. There is another video, another quiz, or another text that you have to read, and a quiz. Or PowerPoint, or a Word document and a quiz. So that's the easiest way. And then I as an employee, I receive that training. I can do it on the car, or in the bus, or waiting for the bus. I don't have to go log into the system. And that makes it very, very simple. The other one I love is this live tracking card. Live tracking is, with your permission, if I send the card to you and you give me permission, I can track you where you are going every minute. For next n number of minutes. Up to 90 minutes is what we have put a limit right now. But privacy is maintained. It is only with your permission I can watch you. I love it because I can track my daughter. But I track her only with her permission when she is driving alone. So that's the second part of the action card is that we know we can build n number of cards, but every customer, every employee, every organization will need their own custom card. So what we have done is we have extended it as a platform so customers can build their own custom cards. Right? Like PAL Airlines have their own cards. Yes Bank in India has their own cards. TV Republic has their own cards. And it's okay, that's great. But it's very simple to build. These apps don't need like months or weeks, days, hours. And that's the power. You build it once, will run it on all the platforms. That's the other power. You don't need to upload to the store. It just comes into your group the moment you put it in Kaizala. We just install it on everybody's machine, actually on everybody's device. The third one is reporting and analytics. When imagine a government connected with all the citizens, and this is a real world scenario. In India, we have one of the large government who is connected with the citizens. About 90,000 citizens are connected to this group. When they send a feedback request, they get 50,000 feedback a week. How do you read that? You can't read that all. So what we have done is we have integrated the Office 365 reporting, Power BI, into Kaizala so that you can actually see the report and see the insights, see the trends, the sentiments, not each line in a very easy way actually. And that's the other power, the third differentiator that we have. The fourth one is that it is extensible platform. Because it can't, in an organization, this chat application cannot live on its own island. What we have done is we have created APIs, so your CRM system or your ERP system, you can call into Kaizala and then the message goes to the salesperson that meet this customer, I met the customer, I updated it, I sent update, and the data flows back into the backend system actually. And that's the power actually. So it is both way APIs are available to integrate Kaizala in your existing systems. The next one is management portal. When you have to create this group for 100,000 people or 10,000 people, you don't want to be sitting on the phone and doing it because that's like cumbersome. So what we have done is we have a portal that you can actually just upload an Excel sheet with the name and the people who needs to be in that group, and we'll create your whole organization's groups within minutes. Yeah. This is the place where you can come and look at the Power BI and look at the analytics of all the data coming in actually. So that's the management portal. The last one is, it is optimized for 2G, for emerging market as I said. 2G, high latency, intermittent connection, in fact no connection, our cards still work. The beautiful part is that offline support is not only built into our cards, the out-of-the-box card, but also for any card that you write. The platform abstracts you so that any app that you build in Kaizala works offline. Yeah. So with that, I want to actually just to highlight before we do the demo, just to highlight the scenarios. I'm going to take 4 scenarios. The first one is the sales scenario. This is from a bank, how they are automating and helping their sales reps to connect with the customer and get work done. With that, I'm going to ask video to roll the sales scenario. So you saw that in this one, by the way, the video I talked about is the next one, the bank one. This one you saw how the sales manager is sending the request to all the sales rep, and as the sales rep is updating in the Kaizala on the phone, the data goes back to Excel. Remember the first scenario I talked about, where people take picture of the Excel sheet and send it? That is automated, so the data comes back into Excel. As a sales manager, you just refresh Excel and you start seeing all the data coming in from all those sales people actually. That's almost magical. I'll show you the demo a little later. The next one is about the bank, how they are connecting with customers. All right. Well, as a comedy of errors, ran wrong video. This is the next video that I was going to talk about IT admin. So I am now all bets are off what they were to show. Okay. So this was the IT admin, how IT admin can actually manage Kaizala. So the last, I'm going to do 2 more videos. Why don't you run the next video, please? Okay, we'll go ahead and show you the demo first, and we'll then run the time video in the end. Thanks. We'll just go to the demo. Alright, so I'm with my friend, colleague over here, Ayush, is going to help us do the demo. So let me just start by just showing the app. The app itself is very simple, familiar chat interface. If you click Kaizala, you go there and you'll see like these are just different groups that you are normally used to. If you go to a group and show how it looks inside the chat group, you see just like any other chat. The one difference you'll see for making it purposeful, for example, the video, the group, the pictures over here, we have not sent one picture at a time, but we have created a photo story where you can actually script through and you can look at the photos. But you can also do likes and comments on the video. Can you do like here, please? Yeah, like, or you can put comments. So when see in the consumer chat app, you talk about the picture, you talk in the chat itself, and it becomes very cluttery. You don't know which picture you're talking about. Here you can put comments on the picture actually. That's very small little way to make things more purposeful or less noisy. Going out and showing the hierarchical group, can you go back and show how a group contains other groups actually? If you go to the Contoso, here you can see Contoso sales group, but then there is not zone sales Contoso. So if you open that, go to the arrow, you can see who are in the north zone. That's how it is: south zone, east zone, west zone, and then the group is all connected. So when you send the information or content, any message on the sales group Contoso, everybody gets it. But the owner of the north zone would actually send message to the north zone only, and they can talk among themselves. So that's the group of groups or hierarchical. Now so that was the group stuff. And these groups could be millions of people after. There's no limit. I'm looking for a challenging customer that wants to hit our limit. So that will help us. The second one I would say is, if you go back, just like in any chat, you can do chit chat, that's good. But if you go to a group and show the photo sharing experience, yeah. So if you go to any group, just like any other chat app, if you go to the bottom left, You can actually share pictures and contacts. Just show that drop down, please. You just drop or attach here. These are the drop down. Now, but what we have done, we have extended that metaphor of sharing pictures and contacts and documents to send mini apps or cards. Go back to the top of the card and do a show all the cards. So here are the out of the box cards. You can send an announcement. You can send a quick poll, a job. You can assign a job to the set of people who has to say completed or not completed. That you can do track later. Let's meet, survey, photo with location. The training card is the bottom left training card. But if you want more cards, you can discover cards. Go to the discover button. You can actually go discover other cards that other people have published. People can publish just like apps. They can publicly, or you can create a card and just put it in your group so nobody else can see. So you have both the flexibility, right? Now, going back, let me show you another thing, which is the public group. The public group concept is how do I connect with all my customers? I don't know them all. I know them, but who's going to put them all? So what we have done is, if you go out and look at the Discover page, you see the Discover icon in the bottom left. You go there, you connect, you go to the public group, and you can actually now become, let's say, Republic World. He's already part of the group, so you can just open it from here. And you see how Republic is using a public group. Almost 12,000 people are connected to this group. And they are basically sharing all the news every hour throughout the day, actually. And more importantly, not only do they share news, but they use this as a way to get sentiment of what the nation is thinking. They do these quick polls. Go back and show the polls. Like, can you take that? Yes. Maybe say yes and send it. And you have responded yes. Now, what these people have done is they have created custom cards. So can you go to the cards here? Here they have only 3 cards. So any citizen can write to Arnav. He is the star reporter of that media company. They can give anonymous feedback. Can you send any feedback quickly? And I love it. And most importantly, because they require you to share your location, we picked up Metro Manila and we are going to send it. Okay? And the last one was this public report. Okay. Last card was a citizen reporter. If you are witnessing an event happening, you can video recording or write a little blog and send it to the media company, and then they will use the news as a flash news. Okay? So those are some of the stuff. I'm going to now switch over to talk about manageability. Can we go to the portal? Show the portal, and then let's show the Excel integration, please. In the portal, if you go to so this is the Power BI I was talking about. If you go to the home page, you can see the different things you can do in the Kaizala Pro or portal. Click that. You can create a group. You can do a bulk update of the users, organize reports and analytics, create a Kaizala card, action card, and put it in a group. Build connectors, which is connected with the backend system back and forth, both two-way communications. And let's just, last but not least, just show Excel sheet, Excel group. Do you want to show removing? Because one of the big asks from organization is, I want to manage it. Not only just add people, but remove people. So in fact, if you go to a group and show the removal, you want to show, why did we do Excel sheet? Because in Excel integration. So here's the Excel sheet with a table. Now what we are going to do is select the table and send table as a card, because you want to get data back from your salespeople, let's say. And all I did was, then I'm going to go say share it with the controls of sales team that you saw, that group, and title. So I'm basically trying to get a daily sales report, and which happens today by taking pictures, sending it as a picture, data coming back, manually entering it It is a very tedious process. Now, see what happens? That table became a simple survey, survey-like thing, and I'm going to go update those questions. At the end of the day, I'm going to say how many responses, quantity of product sold, everything that I need to say for each of the product, and then I'm going to say update, submit. Now, all I have to go is, now that's the employee, the salesperson, updated it. On the back end, the sales manager who sent that survey just refreshed, and the data came here. It's almost magical. It's almost magical, right? So that's the kind of magic we want to bring to our users around the world. So here now we'll go show you how we can remove a customer from all the groups. So in this case, Ayush has selected, and I'll say remove this person from all the groups. You want to remove yourself? Just remove in one place at least. Okay, you are removed from all the groups. That is as easy as that. So anyway, you want to show it in the phone? You remove. Is the other phone? Okay, great. So I will stop here for the demo, and can you switch over? Can you switch over to the other deck, please? Yeah, these are some of the customers that we have. These are from Philippines on the left. Quezon City. Then we have WSI and Zurich Pharma, and also the Philippines Airlines. That's not here, but they are coming on stage with us this evening. These are all very interesting scenarios. I love the scenarios, especially the Quezon City. I love because now I can get my, I don't need to go to the government office to get my birth certificate or N number of other documents that I need to get or interact with them. I can do it with the convenience at home on the phone. And that's very progressive, by the way. I love that the city has adopted Kaizala to provide that kind of service to the citizen. With that, my last request is download the app. It's available today, and play with that. Give us feedback. There is a Kaizala group, a public group that we are automatically part of. That is the place that we listen to our customers. You give us feedback. Whenever we ship a new feature, we update, we send message in that group. Thank you.
One of the requirements of growth and scale-up is how do you connect your employees? And mails, in my opinion, are the least efficient. So what is needed is a platform which people interact on a day-to-day basis. So a platform like Kaizala is enabler for users.
Kaizala actually helps in a way that entire reviewing process becomes a lot more easier online.
We have used server template and converted it into a relationship management tracker, and it is integrated with Microsoft Dynamics CRM.
Today's world nobody waits for 10 days. You have to do it then, there, and that point of time. So what Kaizala does to us is it gives a very strong customer-facing solution to the front-end sales team, and it empowers the sales team to take decisions based on information at its fingertips.
Now with Kaizala, everything is digitized. The process is reimagined, wherein everything happens from a feed.
This app has those features which enable employees to connect in a very natural fashion, and ultimately that is what will benefit the banking group.
Our partnership with an innovative enterprise solution like Kaizala by Microsoft will help us in taking a leap towards the productivity using a simple, user-friendly mobile interface.
For success stories which create, heroes day-to-day life, and this is really what inspires people.
A round of applause once again for that brilliant video, and of course, thank you very much to Mr. Kumar for educating us a little bit more earlier, and also Mr. Ayush Rastogi for our program manager of Microsoft India Development Center. A round of applause for both of them, please. As we've learned from our talk so far, as Mr. Lone has mentioned earlier, as Filipinos, we are staring at our mobiles almost the entire day, and now we know that there is one app that we may use to help us to accomplish more work in an efficient manner. That is what we're trying to do here. So effectively and more efficiently. So now we have the Microsoft Kaizala app for that, and we're just so eager to learn even more about this one. But in the meantime, we're actually going to be pausing a little bit from everything. I'm going to be playing a little